Slot to event. Welcome to this coverage, guys. Kind of some bonus coverage, you could say, coming at you. So excited to be here. We got two games coming at you, as it's been throughout all these group stages matches, of course. The two-game series to determine whether or not they 2-0 for one of these teams or possibly splitting it. As far as what is on the line here exactly, again, these two teams, both of them are already advancing on to the bracket stage. We know, in fact, all four teams that are advancing on. We got Sync Esports, Reason Gaming, Complexity, and Mystery Gang going to compete for that $5,000 prize pool. This match, though, will help us determine kind of some seeding here. Now, right now, Reason Gaming, they are 2 points behind Sync Esports, which means they need a 2-0 victory here to take first place. Anything less, they will be getting that second place seed. As far as Complexity is concerned, they just need a one-game victory, and they will be securing a third place spot. If they go 0-2, they will be fourth place. So that's kind of the quick rundown right there as far as what is on the line. So again, maybe not the craziest deal necessarily, but still definitely looking forward to a good matchup here. With that said, I am joined by my co-caster today. Going to be joined by Znooey. Znooey, how's it going?
It's going really good. Like you mentioned, interesting series here, and not entirely sure how it's going to affect their playstyle if they're going to try something new. But I mean, this is the matchup that we could potentially have tomorrow at the same time as well,
That's true.
in case Recent Gaming actually wins this series 2-0. So it's up to both teams, how serious they want to take it, like how much they want to win this. I mean, of course, it is the pride and the respect in winning, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that both teams at the same time wants to avoid sync to a certain point. And yeah, it's just I don't know how this one is gonna play out.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, actually. How, because if they do get the second seed and then Complexity does them to get the third seed, then all of a sudden they're playing tomorrow as well. So I didn't even think about that one, as far as that's concerned. But anyways, yeah. So really looking forward to seeing how it advances on into the bracket stage. But again, I'm really expecting at least some fun two games here at the very least. Obviously, two very quality teams going at it with Complexity and Reason. Once again, Reason, they are using a ringer here, coL. Of course, he does have a lot of history with this team. In fact, has been playing with them through most of these group stage matches. Nier, but as you see, Nier is not here for today. Matthias, that is on me as well, once again, to clarify why he's playing on that account. Beyond me. But anyways, that is on me. The draft, though, we got plenty to talk about already, so let's start getting into it. The initial bans, Clanks, Ravener, Warby's, Tremble, coming out here. A lot of carry potential heroes being banned out here. We had Moira and a Parasite, Midas into Andromeda, and Behemoth coming out into Moraxis. And there's the carry option so far, Dark Lady for Complexity. So very interesting start, though, here.
Yeah, it's safe to say that this is going to be a battle for the late game. I mean, it's Complexity versus Recent Gaming after all, and those two teams are the ones who has the longest recorded series in general versus each other. I mean, it always goes past 50 minutes more or less. And looking at the lineup so far, I mean, it seems like Complexity is going to be very defensive until they get Dark Lady, their core or her core items, and of course they need pull key on to Behemoth and potentially even Midas before they really start to put pressure onto Hellborn team. But now we see Bubbles coming out from Recent Gaming, so they actually got a very offensive draft. So maybe a pseudo tri-lane offensively. Coming out from Reason with a Parasite, Andromeda, and I know that they like the Corrupted Disciple a lot, and I don't see her banned. No, she's not. Puppet Master is banned, but they still got the Corrupted Disciple option if they want to man up.
Yeah, that's definitely a potential here. And we have been seeing quite a bit of trial lane action, it feels like, lately on the competitive scene once again. So, yeah, the potential definitely there in that pseudo-trial lane, of course, as you're getting at. You see that Fade final pick for Complexity, but, well, you called it, Snooey. Corrupted Disciple is the final pick for Recent Gaming. So, makes sense with their strategy that they're going for here. Is safe to say why you predicted that pickup.
Yeah,
Out.
they have two relatively strong solo laners. Moraxus is gonna be who is he gonna be facing? He's gonna be facing Midas most likely, and then we have Bubbles versus Behemoth in that case. And actually, I would probably put Bubbles. I mean, it's up to Reason how they want to put up the solo laners. They could have Bubbles in the mid, but they could also have the Moraxus. It's pretty safe to say though that Behemoth from Complexity side is not going to be in the mid lane. He's going to be in the suicide lane. So we will see, but I think the recent gaming, well, potentially could come out winning 3 lanes if they play it correct.
Yeah, it would be nice for them to make happen here, but obviously have to let the play ultimately decide how it works out. But as usual for Complexity, they're going to be looking to possibly drag this game on and try to give it the late game potential, especially with a hero like Dark Liddy. Again, it would make a lot of sense coming out from them. So we'll see how that if that comes about or not. But once again, guys, this is our only game, only series more so that we're going to be having today. Will be 2 games here coming at you of Complexity versus Recent Gaming. So, but we'll get into it more as well. But obviously, we will be coming back tomorrow, as you're kind of hinting at too, as the playoffs continue Tuesday, Thursday, and then into the weekend here for the Onslaught 2 coverage. So it's been a fun event here. We've had a lot of matches coming at us, and a lot of good matchups with that said as well. And have gotten to see quite a bit as far as these matches and they're concerned. But yeah, this one, nothing too crazy necessarily. Fade, it seems like, has been getting a little bit more attention from multiple teams as of late. I will say that. In the hands of what you got right here. But yeah, she's kind of making a little bit of a comeback, and I'm happy to see that. I mean, she definitely is a fun hero to watch, and helps control some good action for the game, especially with that ultimate of hers. So
Map control, yeah, it's very useful for the late game. However, she lacks a lot of damage when it comes to the early game, so you need to get a good start. Otherwise, you're gonna struggle a lot.
Yeah.
Or like, if you get that snowball effect, I mean, the hero doubles in effectiveness. But like, if it tapers off a little bit instead, I mean, then it's just going to be a walking ultimate more or less. So we will see here what happens. I mean, there's going to be a lot determined on how the tri-lane works out, because I assume it's going to be a tri-lane versus tri-lane down here in the Legion safe lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, setting up here with that would. Okay, so it is going to be farm. That's right. I was looking at it initially thinking like, wow, double melee support, but no, they got the Moira here, of course. So in the hands of Baba Ganoush, who once again playing from Korea here, so having to deal with some higher latency, but it seems like he has been managing it just fine. Fade again. One thing we kind of touched on this a little bit previously too on a previous day, but the bound eye. I feel like the bound eye change that happened a while back, where when you press it now, wow. How you have to activate it now to be able to counter ward, especially where before she was able to run around with it and sit in the invis basically and know where wards were. Now having to activate it obviously would take her out of stealth, so I think that also kind of helped nerf Fade a little bit. Interesting to think that an item change like that could possibly nerf a hero to the point where we may not have seen her anymore, but I feel like that kind of happened with her. So.
It was, to be fair, I think it was a lot about the dust as well. I mean, now
True.
you can actually, like, if you feel like she's close by, you can just activate the dust and you can actually find her in the trees. Back in the days during Season 1, like, you just had to cut down the trees more or less to find her, or have a flying courier flying over or something like that with anti-wards all across the map. So I think the dust is part of why she fell off as well. But of course, yeah, the bound eye, the fact that you have to pick it now hurts her. So now she actually has to use the bound eye first and then go invis. Mm-hmm. And for that to be really effective, she needs level 16. And here we go, Tagafet. What is he doing with why is he dropping his marchers on the ground?
Yeah.
He's trying to bait out something?
That was a little bit of troll right there, perhaps, but not too sure what the intention was with that. But in the end, no interaction going to be happening. You see, Corrupt Disciple's not even here, so Recent Gaming wouldn't dare take a fight without him. Instead, they're going to sit back and let them ward up in the jungle, as we see here. They double block this camp here, and then also blocking the pole camp. So, but as you're pointing out, though, Recent Gaming is planning to do the aggressive lane. So you really got to wonder how much the old blocking the pole camp is even going to accomplish here.
I actually think it was really smart from Complexity side, now when I think of it, because they are going to have 2 supports here on the Legion side, and as long as they should have the upper advantage as long as Parasite doesn't get a creep in the tri-lane. So as long as they body block all the camps, I mean, they're going to force Parasite back to his own forest now.
Yeah.
And what's he going to find up there? Nothing. So he's not going to be able to gank the Behemoth. And the only camp that he has to work on now is the hard camp over at the eastern side in the Hellborn Forest. Mm-hmm. I think they should have followed him though with one of the supports here. Now he's going to be able to stack this if he chooses to do so.
Yeah.
And just farm this for quite some time. I think that's a mistake. Maybe they're going to go for the first blood instead.
Oh, they're charging in on a Corrupted Disciple. Here come the shards of Hardcon. Will it be enough for the kills? The question, it looks like it should be. Maybe trying to set up a turn kill. Ain't going to happen, though. Baba Ganoush gets credit for the Bloodlust, and it could be 2 kills. In fact, Moira will fall, but Andromeda is also most likely. It is double melee left, but the charging strikes goes through, and down goes Jayoli. So, yeah, didn't pursue after Parasite, but I think they're happy with the way it ended up here.
Yeah, big time. I mean, I'm not sure what happened with the wards. Was it counter-warded straight away?
It was, yeah. The ward at the bottom rune got counter-warded immediately.
Then it should have fallen back. I mean, Parasite should have easily communicated with his team that his supports were not following him. I feel like that was a big mistake for some reason, and that's kind of cost them the lead down here, or the advantage they had when it came to hero picks at least. They're going to have to be careful throughout the entire game. And look at Tankafet. Support from Complexity is already doing a fantastic job just keeping Parasite out of the forest.
Yeah, this is what you're talking about. He's going to have to go to his own jungle. Now, he does have the 3 right camps to work with, so really not the worst case in the world ever. But, yeah, blocking the pole as well as the lane camp off to the left. He will not be able to use those effectively. But these lanes really have shaped up to be very interesting, haven't they? I mean, we have a top lane, a short lane Moraxis versus a Suicide Behemoth. Not a matchup you would expect to see, but happens to be the case here because of how it all shaped up. And Zane on that Moraxis. I don't know. I mean, how would you expect this matchup to play out here between these two heroes?
I would say that Moraxis has a big advantage. He does, especially when Oscar went for Marchers. I'm not entirely sure why that was, because it was obvious that he was in a 1v1 situation. So he's going to fall up behind a lot when it comes to last hitting. I mean, he's out of mana now, so he's not going to be able to last with this Fissure or put any more presence onto Moraxis either. But Recent Gaming, I'm not entirely sure why they were the ones actually putting Moraxis up here at the top lane. I feel like Moraxis should have been mid and Bubbles should have been top. Not only because Bubbles can easily just take cover whenever the Fissure animation comes out, but also for the fact that Parasite, like, he needs early kills if he wants to snowball. And he's not going to be able to get that with the Bubbles in the mid. He might have been able to get it with Moraxis.
Parasite, speaking of him, he's back in the Legion jungle, and actually he's farming pretty well. He's able to kind of find a little bit of free farm right here. The supports of Complexity, not necessarily expecting that even, perhaps. They figured he ran away and he was going to be done for now. But no, he's back in here farming another camp, have that Minotaur wearing off there, but going to pick up a Vulture Lord here. So not necessarily the craziest for combat use, and he may need to use it right here soon coming up as he's running over. Going to find Moira. But you see right there, it's like, well,
oh, man.
Fear of the Cyclone. Okay, it's not really doing a whole lot of Tornado even, but Fade is going to take some good damage there. But
yeah, if they would have been stunning, if they would have gotten one Moira stun or Fade stun off there, that would have been a double tap more or less for Complexity side. So yeah, Recent Gaming, they really need to be careful, but they seem a little bit frustrated. They want to make action happen. Look at Parasite. He's really far out.
oh, he got low. The stun actually onto Andromeda right there. Fade really committing. Andromeda is in trouble, and she will go down. Fade, what you got, he definitely is going to fall in return. So it will be the 1-for-1 exchange as both carries get credit for the kill here, and they are going to fall back from one another. So exchanging supports really coming out from the two teams, but so I guess
look at top, by the way.
Even trade.
Asuka is actually chasing out Moraxis.
Yeah.
He's going to get a health pot out there. That's the thing with solo laners. If one hero goes for, oh wait, Bubbles is gonna come in from the flank with an invisible rune.
Uh-oh. You see at the top lane, there we go. Bubbles, Shell Surf, easy kill. He's gonna Shell Surf port away as well, and Moraxis is gonna tank the tower. So Matthias getting credit for the tower, or the hero kill right there even on a Behemoth. So yeah, good. That was definitely a good timing as far as rotating over from Bubbles.
Yeah, that it was. Yeah, that's the thing with the with the bottle as well that I was getting on. If you're in a 1v1 situation and one of the heroes gets a bottle, the other one is forced to do so as well, because otherwise the other one is gonna fall too far behind. And look at the mid, Midas.
Yeah, Kelfield, he kind of forced to take the stun. He's actually going for the turn kill. He could get it.
Oh my god!
Well, the take cover though, big take cover from Bubbles right there. That was the difference maker in the end, and it stays alive and gets the kill. That was well played by Fuzzy Sloth, but wasn't to be as Parasite came in to assist.
Nice mana battery from Bubbles. I'm not entirely sure if he just picked it up when he was up at the top lane picking off Behemoth, and that kind of caught Midas off guard now. Because I'm pretty sure that Bubbles was so he didn't have mana for the take cover, and that could have been an insane play from Pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, very possibly. They had a chance to set up a kill on Parasite right there. I feel like TP came in from Midas, and I guarantee you they were communicating the stun from Fade to happen, but for whatever reason he chose not to. And in the end, Parasite was fine. I mean, it would have lasted about 2 seconds right there, so I don't know. It would have been close. But anyways, they're going to find Parasite off to the side as he was trying to rotate it back into the jungle. Now Tankafed dropping quickly and is going to end up dying. So really kind of works out in the end anyways for Complexity, as they find him roaming about. So Tankafed, it seems like he's been doing okay so far, but that will be his first death now of the game. And he remains under 200 gold per minute as a result of that. But big picture, recent gaming overall, though, the top 3 farmers, well, top 2 at least, all belong to them. And then Corrupted and Dark Leader.
Never mind. I was just... also got a really nice block off onto Marax at the top, but no backup, so never mind.
See that, too. He's like, well, I'll kind of just stand here.
If you run straight in with the Shockwave and Fissure now, which I feel like he's trying to, yeah, Zayn feels it as well, he's going to fall back a little bit. But actually, I didn't expect Oscar to do... I mean, he's not doing that good in terms of last hitting, but he's actually putting a lot of pressure onto Maraxis at least.
Yeah. Yeah, you do see the last hits, though. 37-9 Maraxis, 22-0 Behemoth.
So. Here comes the Parasite up here.
Uh-oh.
I don't think they're going to be able to
Minotaur, he's going to get in range. Behemoth will Shockwave, actually. He's going for the turn kill. Ain't going to happen, though. Matrax comes up. And now Behemoth going to end up falling, and Maraxis will be fine getting away, so...
That was really close, though. That was really close. He wouldn't have been able to get the Matrax off in between the Shockwave and the Fissure. That would have been a secure kill on the other hand. So that was a risky dive, but it pays off in the end for Reason.
Yeah. Yeah, so 7.5 minutes in, 5-4. Hero kill lead in favor of Reason Gaming right now. Bottom lane, they definitely want to set up on to Corrupt the Disciple right here, but they're not going to get the opportunity. Imba Boy, he knows what's up. He's playing a little too safe. When does it come to the situation where you rotate here? Because obviously it's going to do a point now, it feels like, where Corrupted, he's just going to start being boxed out, as we see. So do you think they should be looking to rotate here in the near future? Or?
Yeah, I think the rotation should have already started. I think that now when the Matrax is on cooldown on the top, as long as Midas just ports up there, that's a free kill, more or less. I mean, you can just use a long-range Fissure onto Maraxis and follow it up with a Midas combo, which has insane range, and that's a kill. So I feel like that's something that I should look into doing. Parasite is up here at the top lane with a Wild Hunter, just trying to scout out the Behemoth as well. Luckily for Oscar, he was on other adventures in the mid lane.
Picking up a Veiled Rot right there, perhaps, from the outpost, and has that in his inventory. We'll see if that comes into use. He's level 6, obviously, as we know, using the Shockwave already, but Portal Key is still a long ways away. He got the bottle. He went the Striders here, having that death, though. And again, not the friendliest lane for him. It's understandable that he is somewhat struggling. The Wild Hunter's back up here. Oscar, again, that's very clear. He knows something is up, though, and is going to play it very safe as a result, whether that's just simply Parasite's missing call. You do see the supports here of the Legion team. They are looking around. Moira specifically is kind of hunting around a little bit right here, not finding Parasite. So pretty good assumption that he's elsewhere, and yeah, correct on that. He is at the top lane as he shows now. Middle lane, they're trying to bait out Midas here. Pretty big time, but safe to say Corrupted and Andromeda not necessarily falling for it.
No, look at Bubbles, by the way. He's coming in from behind here. Veiled Rot, Behemoth. There's a Haste Rune.
Take cover of the Haste Rune, and Dark Lady's like, well, not much I can do. That's a Taint Soul.
I don't know, though. I mean, Bubbles is playing this really... No, come on.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know what I mean, he clearly thought it's that Haste Rune mentality, man. You think you're unkillable when you have it. You really do. And then before you're like, oh, wait, I still take damage. That's right. Yeah.
Well, in his defense, though, I mean, Behemoth was down there, and he probably didn't expect that, but yeah, still, I mean, gets a little bit too overcomfortable right there. And Hellborn team, meanwhile, they're going to get a tower kill at least, so even trades.
Yeah. I really do feel like Haste Rune's one of the most dangerous runes in the game for good and bad, because it is that mentality. But anyways, middle lane, Corrupt the Disciple, he is going to be fine. The Fissure Stun wasn't the greatest placement, just out of range, really. And thus he's able to run away right there. So the gank attempt failing. You see Imba Boy's build, he actually gets the early Energizer here. So he's actually doing, I mean, overall really well. 330 gold per minute for a Corrupted who was in a long lane here. and even had an earlier death. So
somehow he finds the farm at every single in every single game. Which is what Imberboy does. Yeah, 338 gold per minute. What is Dark Lady? He's 350, so actually doing a little bit better. So Hellborn team, they still got a little bit of a clock, especially now Miraxus actually went for Steam Boots into the Mystic Vestment before even trying to go for that Polkey, which surprises me a little bit because he could have rushed a Polkey and pretty much already had it at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zane seems like he had definitely more of a safe player. He's wanting to bulk up a little bit more. Mystic Vestments here against this Legion team. Does seem like it does have a lot of usefulness to it, so wants to help bulk up a little more. But yeah, the portal key being delayed by a little bit. 1,000 gold currently saved up. So he is getting close to it with that said. Meanwhile, middle lane, definitely some action breaking out. Hell Cannon, Parasite running in. Love the Hell Cannon. He's just kind of doing his thing, scouting them out, kind of making them spread out, and Fade's going to run right into a trap. As a result of it, that's got to be so frustrating for Fade right there. Hellborn Courier was killed in the process, though, so...
Wait, what? Where did it die?
Everyone
was here in the mid lane.
I think it died here, like it was delivering something, and it just got killed somehow, so...
By the tower, I guess?
Maybe, yeah. Well, we got something out of it there, but... Yeah, that Hell Cannon,
All right. Yeah, that stinks.
That's frustrating. 1,800 gold saved off in Parasite with that said. I assume the puzzle box is going to be the option for him, but...
Yeah, most likely. What he needs versus a Fade as well, so...
You think Alchemist Bones needs to happen here on this Legion side, especially then?
Nah.
No?
They don't have a hero to pick it up. Like, who would do it in that case? I mean, it would only be up to Midas to actually pick it up. I mean, Moira can do it as well if she actually gets the farm to it, but she's so far away, and it looks like she's going for Steam Boots, which I personally don't agree with. I think Striders is more than enough on that hero. Just get your pull key and you're good to go, more or less. But he's going to go the long route with a little bit more extra stats. And yeah, no Alchemist Bones in this game, that's safe to say.
Alright, so that's just something they're going to have to deal with. Tank of Fett, you see right here. Oh, he actually just came out of the Hell Cannon, so... Gonna say
yeah, they put an Astro as well instead of the puzzle box.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting for Tank there. And actually going to find Dark Lady. Kelfield coming. Now the Charging Strikes was not the greatest distance right there, and Dark Lady is going to be picked off.
Yeah, it almost seemed like the Kelfield was like holding him back there.
Yeah, snapped him back.
But yeah, that's not how the ultimate works, unfortunately.
Gonna take the triple stack jungle in the process too, so I mean that's a huge swing. Not only do they get the hero kill, but they take a huge triple stack camp, and look at the lead now. 6,000 gold lead here for Reason Gaming, as well as the 3,200 experience lead. And again, Corrupted Disciple, he's gotten very comfortable with his farm here, 375 GPM. He's taken over, in fact, as the top farm in the game, and a tower kill will assist with that even further, as he's now surpassed 400. So, what does he like to build? Does he goes more the Firebrand route, the Geometers being even probably, huh?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
I think we have questioned Imberboy's build on Corrupted Disciple a few times. Not the early game items, but a little bit later on. If I remember correct. I think he goes for the Shroud on this hero. Which
I
don't really see the synergy in at most times, but we will see what he goes for. I mean, I like the Energizer into the Mystic at least. I mean, all this early game presence. Recent Gaming are playing it real beautiful right now. And Astro as well on Parasite's just going to say, or more or less just secure them all the team fights for the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah. Can you hear me still, Snooey?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to actually restart Skype real quickly. It's bugging out on me, so give me a second. I'm going to recall you here. All right. Come on, stupid Skype. Just hashtag Skype issues. Come on, really? Just go away. Skype is bugging out like crazy. Are you still here, Snooey? You're still here, aren't you?
I'm still here.
This is so weird. I'm literally trying to close Skype and restart it, and it's not doing it, and I'm still on the call and everything.
You want me to end the call?
I'm trying to end the task on Skype, and it's not working. Just damn it! Control Shift Escape. What does that do? Does that restart my computer? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Control Alt 4.
Here. Let me do it that way. There. There we go. There we go. Okay, here. All right. Did the process part. Okay, let me start the Skype. I don't know about you guys, people that use Skype, but man, it seems like it's gotten a lot worse over these last like couple of months here. Where like it'll just I have to like restart it every day now, or else it like freezes up and stuff. Anyways, okay, here we go. Let me recall them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hi.
there we go.
Welcome back.
Fun times we're had. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, luckily not much happened so far. Marax has just picked up a full key and is looking to initiate down here on to Midas. And there is... Damn.
Swing and a miss. So, no-go. Showing off the portal key as well, and unable to get anything out of it. So that's pretty good information for complexity there to work with. But
there it is. I think that kill could have secured him a Conquer kill as well. So, yeah, big loss there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no vision or anything right now with the Legion team on the Conqueror, but definitely would be a little risky trying to here with that at least one hero kill. But yeah, 10,000 coL. It just keeps climbing here for this Hellborn side. As far as their resource control, apparently, is just far superior to that of complexity. Because Dark Lady, she herself is doing mediocre, but everyone else really not so much. You see Fuzzy Sloth, he's trying to get a portal key, it looks like. Uh-oh. This is going to be something here. Bubbles scouting it out. He finds more. He just starts auto-attacking her. And he ends up dropping her a couple of abilities later. So maybe even some overkill, to be honest. At that point,
I almost felt like they should have gone for the Midas. But
yeah.
maybe he felt like that it was too much. And perhaps he felt like back up was in the near background. But yeah, I don't know. That it seemed like, I mean, as long as Mora doesn't start running, I mean, you're not really in a rush. You could have easily waited for Maraxus to get there with his portal key and his quick stun.
That's what else. I thought he was just kind of scouting out a little more to see what else was happening. But yeah, the fact that he just kind of chose to go for the easy kill on Moira was a little surprising. But, well, they did get a kill out of it, so hard to argue against that ultimately. But, yeah, I definitely feel like Midas was vulnerable there. And that definitely would have been the better option. But Rune Cleaver is finished now on Dark Lady. You see, speaking of Midas, actually, Veldrot runs into Andromeda. She has support nearby, though. So, well, Midas going to insist on chasing right here. Transmute lands one more auto attack, and he gets it. So, good pursuit from Fuzzy Sloth. Ends up picking up the kill. And here we go, the triple stack Ancients, just as the Rune Cleaver's picked up. So, pretty good timing here from Complexity.
So I'd say, I mean, they should use this now when Andromeda is dead to try to get some more vision into their own forest, because Dark Lady is going to need somewhere to farm. She's going to need somewhere to stack. They got 2 supports, but so far they're not stacking the forest whatsoever for Dark Lady. So, I mean, he's around 360 gold per minute, which is alright, but I mean, it could easily have been up to 500 gold per minute if he has gotten some stacks at this point. And look at the Parasite. It's just being so annoying. Is there anyone in this Hellborn Legion team that can actually deal with the Parasite creeps? I don't think it is. We discussed the Alchemist Bones situation before, and like, there wasn't really one, and yeah, not a single stun. And this was a Parasite that was first picked, so...
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, no, and they definitely have, you know, Cthulhu Font's a hero that comes to mind, obviously, and we haven't seen a bit of that here lately. And I think almost in response to either an Ophelia or a Parasite, and they definitely could have played a hero. Well, you got Has History Planet, but chose to not really address it too much, and it clearly is backfiring quite a bit.
Now when you say that, was that hero banned? I mean...
It wasn't banned initially, at least. Well, I thought that was the real bubbles at first, but no, just the illusion. I don't know if it was banned in the secondary. I can't say for sure, to be honest. I didn't catch that. But
yeah, because, I mean, they should have realized that it was an offensive trialing coming out from Reason, and the fact that they actually choose to go for the Fade instead of the Cthulhu if that hero was open, that's... probably not the best choice, but Reason might have blind banned it or banned it in the second banning phase.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. That's Quincy pointing out that right there. That well, just more so still that makes me realize that Moira's still level 5, and we're 20 minutes into the game now. So no Arcane Vortex from Moira just yet, and that's obviously very crucial here. The fact that they haven't been able to make use of that ability just yet because of lack of levels. So he's struggling, but he's trying. And also, though, Fade only even level 6, so it's not even just you got Andromeda on the other side. She's level 7. She's higher than both of those supports here.
I feel like they should have changed roles a little bit as well. With I mean, Fade went for Striders while Moira is trying to go for Steam Boots. I feel like it should have been the other way around.
True.
If one of them wanted to tank up a little bit. But yeah, there was that timing, like right after the laning phase, where Recent Gaming just took the initiative, just ward up, like buy 4 wards more or less on Andromeda and just go into the enemy force and just ward up, and that has more or less just secured them. Like all the map control throughout the rest of the game, because as long as you get your wards up first, then you're so much easier going to be able to scout where your opponent places theirs, and then you can just go from there. Still no Bound Eyes though. I think that Parasite should look to pick that one up for his next item. But other than that, no Congar attempts either, but Recent Gaming, I mean, I don't know, I mean, they had the moment where they were just all over the Legion side, but now they're feeling a little bit more pressure I feel, now when the portal key is up on Midas and Behemoth, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be easier by any means. They got all their core items. I mean, they got Astra, which is an early game item, or an early to mid game teamfight item, so I just feel like they should group up and try to make something happen.
Yeah. Well, you see right here, a little bit of grouping up. They're using those Veiled Rots here. And not going to find anyone, though, because as we see, the Hellborn team in the meantime over at the Congar pit, and they're interested in doing that. You got a Ward of Sight. Might have seen them kind of trying to sneak in there, so I wouldn't be surprised if Complexity has a decent idea that Congar is actually happening here, but they're not really acting like they're
Fade, though,
interested.
is not in position whatsoever. I'm not sure what you got is doing over here at the left side.
Yeah.
He should be with the team, especially when they Veiled Rot. I mean, he should be in the front. They're going in now. They're going to scout it out with the Mora Illusion. Oh, Shockwave. I mean, Meraxis is relatively low. If they can find a Shockwave, they should just go for him. It's just open.
No, there we go. There's the open on Meraxis. The big Shockwave in the background. The Complexity is going to get 2 heroes. 3 hero kills off the back. Corrupt Disciple dying. A buyback from Meraxis immediately, though. Parasite trying to hold his ground. Meraxis comes back in, and Bubbles is still here. Moira will be picked off. Midas and Fade going down in the process. So a great start for Complexity, but the finish was pretty solid from Recent Gaming. You do see Dark Lady. She got out of there pretty quickly as well in the midst of it. Oh, Behemoth, he's going to try. He's going to try. Will he get the timing right? Oh, he doesn't have portal key 1 more second. It's still there. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
he's going to take it. They waited too long. He's going to try to TP. That's not going to happen, and now he's probably going to die with it. But you know what? I mean, I don't think that's the worst thing ever.
No,
Oscar,
I
honestly.
think it's alright. I think it's worth it. Definitely. Yeah, that was funny. I'm not sure if Complexity were like baiting it out a little bit, but or I mean, if Reason were baiting it out a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think ideally they wanted to save it for Corrupted and kind of just chill around until he resurrected and came back. But yeah, Oscar had the heads up right there. That was just well played, obviously. But in the end, so no token that they're going to have to deal with, but it is still a significant lead here.
That it is. But yeah, it's still going to secure the fact, or it's just going to help them with the fact that they're not going to be able to comfortably push the base now, at least. If they would have had a token on Corrupted Disciple, he could have just been in the front, he could have been standing uphill and just attacking the defensive tower. Now he's not going to be able to do so. Now they have to play way more careful. Shockwave is down for 30 seconds though.
Wow, look at that initiation. Midas is dead off the bat. He does not have a buyback apparently yet. No, great tokens right there. Fade also picked off in the process, and the tower will fall. You do see Matthias was a little too far pushed up, got overcommitted right there, so Bubbles does get picked off. He has plenty for a buyback if they really wanted to, and maybe even Postes come back in, but not really worth it. Corrupted Disciples doing plenty in terms of pushing right here. As more Arcane Vortex, no, actually got killed right away before she could even do anything.
Yeah,
so
a little bit too much of an offensive position there on the Mora Illusion.
yeah, easy kill in the end. There's the Arcane Vortex coming out from the real Mora, but again, the melee rack's already killed. Recent Gaming, they're just going to try to get out now. I don't know if they're going to successfully get out. That's a different story. Shockwave happens. Down goes Andromeda. Parasite and Moraxis are still here. Parasite is going to be picked off. And in fact, Moraxis is also in trouble and will go down. So Corrupted, okay, there we go. Corrupted is going to be the last survivor. Hat trick for Fuzzy Sloth. And he stays alive in the end. They did get the melee racks, though. So still, I think, mission accomplished there for Reason. But at least good cleanup for Complexity.
Yeah, well played by both teams, I would say, at that point. They used some buyback on Midas as well to secure that 4 kills happening. But, I mean, Dark Lady, he's like the highest level in the game now. He's got his BKB, and he's on his way to the next item. He's gonna go for the Firebrand, from what it looks like at least with that Quick Blade. So I mean, even though you down one Rax, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Recent gaming, they still need to keep the pressure up. I mean, one side is nothing. If you get two sides, then yeah, then it's going to be a little bit more troublesome because then you can focus all the fire onto one side. And what's going on in the mid?
Fade catching with the portal key as well as Behemoth follow-up. Look at Corrupted Disciple, though. He is so damn fast right here. Overloads up, and he is doing plenty of damage. As we see, down goes Behemoth, so it will be a 1-for-1 there. However, Shrunken is down now for 70 seconds, so obviously the Legion team is aware of that. What do you think of Dark Lady, by the way, getting a Shrunken Head right away after the Rune Cleaver as their first item choice?
It's always troublesome to, like, at some point you just have to take a risk and go for something. I felt like at the point where she started building into the BKB, they were so far ahead. They didn't have any map control. That was before they got like the token and the Conquer fight and all that happening. So I think it was the right decision at the time. I mean, Abyssal Skull is always something that you would want to pick up as soon as possible, but she's still not going to choose to go for it. She's still going to go for the Firebrand. So she probably feels comfortable enough that as long as she survives in the fight, she's going to deal enough damage.
Well, doing right here, farming some more, and you see Formless in his farm, 472 gold per minute. He is the top farm in the game now. It's kind of been a back-and-forth bout here, but Formless on Dark Lady has officially taken it back over, and he's also level 16, so definitely the case of surrounding that carry, doing all that they can, but definitely all in on the carry in a sense. We'll say Fuzzy Sloth, he's definitely recovered very nicely too, though. He's above 300 GPM now, and looking pretty solid. Corrupted isn't a hero that farms that well, but 10 games over 450 gold per minute. He's 9-1 when he's reached that mark. So, yeah, Imba Boy, he has continued to do pretty impressive here with that farm. But I agree with you, really. In fact, the gold lead overall, it's even got a little bit less, and it's going to get even closer here as far as the middle tower. Well, maybe not, as actually Dark Lady. She's going to be gone on. Pops a Shrunken Head. Here we go with Behemoth jumping in. Marax is dropping a half-life right off the bat. And down goes Bubbles as soon as he came in. Corrupt Disciple. The Shrunken Head is up, and he will be fine. And you did see Dark Lady not get a chase, realizing that was going to be a bad decision if she did. Behemoth getting picked off in the process. Fade porting away. And Dark Lady's just going to run it out right here, but the puzzle looks smaller. It's getting
Where's
close.
the backup, though? Marax is relatively close by. How long is it for that puzzle box? When does it despawn?
Well, it's going to last a while, apparently.
Oh my
2 more
God,
seconds on the
running?
face hug. The
Don't
face
run
hug's going to
that
come
way.
up, too, yeah. He gets picked off in the end, so. Formless going down, and a great finish for Reason.
It would have been fine if he just kept running with the invisibility rune. The puzzle box would have been despawning before Parasite was able to kill him or backup arrived, but of course that's a hard thing to know for Dark Lady.
So that was all for that middle tower push right there. Good job with the invulnerability, though, and obviously catching Dark Lady. I will say, man, she was so close to killing Corrupted Disciple, but she decided to turn around at the last second and not go for the finish. And again, I get that. Corrupt is obviously very, very fast, especially when the static discharge kicks in. And probably was going to outrun her, but it was so close to getting that kill, though. There's the Alchemist Bones, by the way. Fade picks it up here after she got the portal key.
Damn, okay, that's going to take like half of Fade's HP, if not more, if he actually goes for the Mauler. But I guess it's needed at this point. I mean, they feel forced to get rid of that puzzle box in the fight. It just does too much.
Yeah, it's... And I think also we saw earlier with the Hell Cannon, too, that Tankafet was, as I say, abusing. Obviously, that's just part of the hero, though, so definitely take advantage of it. So having a tool to be able to prevent him from doing that as well is very ideal. So Fade is going to find Bubbles here. He does have backup, so this should be a kill. And it will be a very easy kill at that. Good find. More Axis coming in, but couldn't get there in time, and neither could the supporting cast as a whole. So, in the end...
Yeah, that was well played by Complexity. Get the kill and then portal key out straight away. Still, like, delaying Recent Gaming's push, let's say. I'm not sure what Recent Gaming are waiting for. I think it's the Sheepstick coming out from Bubbles and Hellfire from Raxus. But, I mean, the problem still remains the fact that there's so much magic damage on the Legion side. With the Midas, with the Fade, with the Behemoth, and nobody on the Hellborn side, except for a Corrupted Disciple, is having that BKB up.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I wonder what Corrupt is going for next, too, because is it too late to get a Staff of the Master to be really impactful still, or is it actually an item that you think scales very well on this hero into the later game?
Good question. I'm not entirely sure what I think about that. I think usually you want to get it as soon as possible, of course, because the stats is better in the early to mid game than when it comes to the late game. And I almost feel like going for some kind of lifesteal build with Symbol of Rage is going to be better.
Okay.
Not quite yet, of course. He needs some damage first. He's going to go for the wing bow, but later on he just doesn't have the time to go for 4.2k gold in staff, I think.
Yeah.
For that extra survivability at this point. It deals a little bit of damage as well. But oh, look at this, by the way.
Yeah, middle lane. They're going to get a big jump on the Corrupted Disciple right here, and he's going to get bursted down. Could not even move the whole time. Midas, in the meantime, he has Storm Spirit, but he couldn't use it. The Perplex was happening, and he goes down. That Hellflower from Meraxis doing work. Corrupted Disciple staying dead. They apparently don't need him, though. They get the kill on Midas and Fade. It's a 2-for-1 exchange in their favor. It's probably going to be a 3-for-1, as Mora also in trouble, but Dark Lady going back in with those Dark Blades. One Murado attack. They get the kill on a Meraxis there. So ends up actually a 2-for-2. So really the Legion team.
No, 2-for-3, actually.
2-for-3. You're right. Andromeda did get picked up as well. I didn't catch that. So actually definitely a one fight for Complexity. I will say though, I mean, I guess it wasn't as bad for reason as it could have been considering Corrupted got jumped as he did and died quickly. But
I mean, once again, nice execution from Complexity Gaming. They've been doing this a lot in their series lately. They just group up as 5 and they just jump straight in, initiate with 5 heroes. They used a little bit too many spells on Corrupted Disciple, like literally every single stun that they had. So he was, he went down, of course, but even if he would have been able to survive with like 20% HP or something, he wouldn't have been able to deal any damage in the fight, and then they could have focused the remaining spells on some other hero. But yeah, I mean, it was alright. Just think about it in the future, not to use too many spells on one hero, of course, when the backup is nearby.
yeah.
Because it can backfire big time if you actually do that. I mean, they used the Shockwave, everything. Bubbles was able to use the take cover though on the Shockwave, which was well played by Onme, but yeah, they need to be careful.
Man, double Storm Spirit here. We talked about Midas having one, but also Behemoth now. So double Storm Spirit strat coming out here for Complexity. Really going to try to save Dark Lady. Or
yeah, Fade is spotted, I think. Oh, Andromeda tried to get a swap out.
Yeah, she needs to be very careful around here. You do see the Rev Wards. Do they have a Bound Eye yet? Nah, I don't see one still. On the southward side, relying on the puzzle box and dust that they have, as well as the Rev Wards.
The Bound is going to be up in 1 second now for Fuzzy at least, if he chooses to use it. Come on, Fuzzy, use it!
I wonder if they are actually aware that this is an illusion Behemoth. I don't know if they do. Yeah, they don't know. They jump right there, and that's the illusion. Here we go with the cover of darkness now. Big shockwave in the background hits 3 heroes. Down goes Bubbles, down goes Corrupted, and Merax is going to fall. The illusion bait is real. And Complexity Gaming winning that fight big time, all because of the illusion with a 4-for-1 exchange. Puzzle Box Parasite doing what he can to stand his ground, but it's not going to matter. He goes down a genocide for Complexity. You know, I didn't think they knew, and sure enough, they didn't. That was well played by Oscar there.
Yeah, that was real well played by Oscar. First baiting the illusion and then getting that shockwave off. I'm not entirely sure how they got the vision for that. I don't think they had vision on the one standing in the trees, but Oscar somehow just knew and got 3-man shockwave straight on. Well played with Dark Lady ultimate going off as straight off as Meraxis jumps in and stuns the illusion as well.
Yeah.
Now Complexity is in a, well, I wouldn't say a dominant lead, but I mean, how is Reason Gaming going to be able to win teamfights from this point? A level 21 Dark Lady with 2 Storm Spirits on the Legion side. I mean, as long as they keep Dark Lady alive in the teamfights, like, there's nothing that Reason Gaming can do.
Yeah, what a comeback here for Complexity. They were definitely down by more than 10,000 gold at a point earlier on in this game. And it seemed like Reason Gaming getting in a comfortable spot. Again, Corrupted's one of those carries, too. He definitely would snowball and be able to, you know, work off of that. And this whole team seems like they were doing very well. I mean, they still kind of are, but the Dark Lady, and no doubt Oscar, he's not even that last fight, but he's had a couple of big shockwaves now in this game that I've been he stole the token of life, really remember. Sure, he died with it, but I really do think that actually that played a big role as well. I mean, you figure that that with the token, you know, they would have been a lot more comfortable perhaps trying to break through the base a little bit more. and could have got even more out of it as a result. So, complexity, the fact that they have the lead now, pretty damn big deal, and I don't know if that's going to change at this rate, as you pointed out, with Dark Lady especially in the hands of Formless here. Now 555 gold per minute. They're the double Storm Spirit strat as well, as we were talking about. A lot of protection for her compared to what the Hellborn team has. It looks like... Oh, no, actually, it is going to be a Sheepstick. I almost thought it was maybe see a Storm Spirit too, but actually jumping across the Disciple from Dark Lady. One more auto attack. No, again, just out of range. But Behemoth doing work against Bubbles. Bubbles going to be picked off. Midas catches Andromeda. It's a 2-for-1 exchange once again, as Fade was killed, but the chase continues. The hasted Behemoth going to chase down Parasite. Storm Spirit in the air to catch him, and Dark Lady going in. Now, Parasite is fairly tanky, man. Astrolabe, Abyssal
really
Skull,
tanky.
Soul's Bulwark. He is very tanky some way, somehow, but he still goes down. Not tanky enough. Moraxis, he's trying to tank up as well. The Matrix, it's not going to be enough. Corrupted Disciple, he can't do much by himself right here, and Complexity will fall back before overcommitting to this dive. The secondary tower even still up, as we see.
Damn, once again, the Complexity game is going for it. I felt like it was a little bit questionable chasing after that Parasite at that point, but they just went for it, and then they got Moraxis as well afterwards, so definitely following with your gut, and yeah, delivering big time once again.
Yeah. And that's an easy tower kill. Now 600 gold per minute mark has been surpassed by Dark Lady, and I don't think many times Dark Lady has lost a game when she's at this kind of farm. That's for certain, so it's definitely the case here. 5,300 gold saved up. You know, I'm also looking at Corrupted's build choice, and he did pick up that Dancing Blade earlier on in this game. A little bit ago now, before these couple of fights have happened, and so trying to get that wing bow, I mean, it does make sense against the Dark Lady, but again, has not been able to finish it yet, and that's definitely been crucial as well, as far as the impact here. So they will deny the top tower, but still no racks killed though.
Still no ranked kill, but at this point, I don't think it's going to matter too much. It's going to be all about the team fights. I think that if Complexity gets their next set of items here, that they are most likely going to be in the next 2 minutes or so, BKB is going to be picked up by Midas, and Asuka is... How close is it to that Restoration Stone? He's 1.3k away from the Restoration Stone, which I'm not a fan of, by the way. I just don't like Restoration Stone on Behemoth, not this early on. I'm still not sure if he got enough mana for all the spells. I don't think he does.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, because if anything, it's just, that's actually, oh, they're going to commit right here with Dark, and he just goes in, and another big shockwave from Behemoth coming out. Andromeda's going to fall. Parasite will go down. Corrupted once again picked off. It's just they can't even move in these fights. By the time they get jumped, they die seconds after, and then the rest that are alive are busy trying to run away, it seems like. That's happened now 3 fights in a row here. It's just all complexity here. Just
I mean, if you land shockwaves like that, why do you need another one?
Yeah. Well, there you go. They won't even get time for it anyways. But no, I mean, I agree with you. You might as well honestly get even like spell shards or even more utility there. But it's, hey, they get the victory, and that's ultimately what, of course, matters
they do.
here.
They played really well, actually. They surprised me with those kind of, like, they had Veil Rot going like non-stop throughout the entire game, like getting those pickoffs onto Corrupted Disciple over and over again. And recent gaming, I mean, they came out with a very dominant laning phase. They more or less won 3 lanes, or they had the upper gold per minute on all 3 lanes at least.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, nice map awareness, they got offensive wards up and all that, but for some reason, like, they just went back to their own side and continued farming, even when they had all their core items that they had. I mean, they had a puzzle box, they had Astro onto Parasite, and like Energizer, Firebrand, BKB, and Corrupted Disciple, but for some reason they just wanted to go for just yet another set of items, like the Wingbow and all that kind of stuff, and that's just really not needed when you're versus a Dark Lady. So I feel like they have to blame themselves for this one a little bit, just for the fact that they actually let Complexity get offensive with those Veil Rot ganks.
Yeah.
If they would have kept going as 5, there's no way the Complexity would have